Hi. I don't know how many of you guys are going to see this live once it's up, but today I wanted to come on here and then come chat with you. So the last time that we were on live, somebody asked me to do a video on feminine manners and mindset. Yeah, that was it. Okay, so I actually wanted to do an entire in-depth video on that, but then I was also thinking that I might just as well talk about it in real life, in real time, with you guys. So thank you for joining me, and let's get chatting. Okay, but I would very much love to hear about you guys though. Tell me your name, tell me where you're from, tell me why you watch me, and what you would love me to incorporate more of into my videos. I really love hearing from you guys. Because sometimes I realize that you guys watch the video, you don't comment. Why, guys? Why? Why don't you comment? So today, let's comment. Let's make it fun. You ask me a question, I answer it. We talk, we become friends. Yeah. Anyway, hi. Thank you for joining me. So yes, feminine mindset and manners. So with the mindsets, I think you have to change how you think. That's what am I saying? Mindset is basically how you think about, like what you think about something. Okay. So when you decide you want to be a much more feminine woman, you have to change how you think about feminine women. That's the first thing. And let me use myself as an example. Okay. When I was younger, I always thought that feminine women are rude, they are shallow, they are vapid, they are dumb. I used to think that way about feminine women because that was what was portrayed. That a very beautiful woman, she's rude, she's full of herself, she doesn't have much to bring to the table except her beauty. That was the thing. And it also didn't help that in movies and stuff like that, they used to portray, the most popular girl in school as mean, as rude, as manipulative, even though they were all very, very feminine women. Like all those women that were the most popular girls, okay, were feminine. And then there will always be this one weird, awkward girl who wants to be like them, but is low-key hating on them because she can't be like them. And then somehow she happens to be part of the squad. They transform her, they give her a total makeover. She becomes like them. And then, if anything, she becomes much more horrible than, the actual mean girls. And it's like, really, sis? Really? So it's like having that, perception about feminine women in mind, it didn't help me when it came to wanting to become much more feminine. So it was something I had to change how I thought and how I felt about femininity. Feminine women were seen as weak, always needing a man to come and save them. Like the regular stereotypes. So it didn't help me at all because I was like, I don't want to be like one of those vapid girls. Until I started reading about femininity. The very first feminine woman that I can say that I really identified with was Esther in the Bible. So Esther was an orphan, okay? Her parents died and she was raised by her cousin Mordecai. And he was married to this woman called the Count of Angel. Who's ever met her was like, Charlie, this woman is beautiful. But she was very, very vain and very, very proud. Again, another negative connotation about feminine women. So she's seen as very mean, very vain, like full of herself and stuff like that. So the king had a banquet for all his friends, like, and all the people underneath him, all his subjects. That okay, let's throw a party. Let's go big or go home. And during the party, after like the main event was over, he let some of the princes and like the nobles stay over for another extra party. Okay, and during this time, okay, in those days, and even still now, men always viewed women as an extension of themselves. They view their partners as an extension of themselves. So if they are with their wives, they want to show their wives like, this is my wife, behold her beauty, like, yes, show her off and stuff like that. And that's exactly what King Xerxes wanted to do. He wanted to show her off that this is my wife. I am proud of her. She's beautiful. All of you cannot have her. She's the most beautiful woman in the kingdom, blah, blah, blah. So she was requested to appear before the king and his guests, okay, dressed in the finest lining with the crown, jewels, and all that. And when they asked for her to come, she refused. She refused to come before the king. And this made him very furious. But then he was willing to let it go. But then the other princes and stuff like that counseled him that if you let this behavior go unpunished, guess what's going to happen? Other women are also going to do the same thing. Okay, so they actually gave him that idea that he has to punish her. Because, mind you, she was with the woman and then the king was entertaining the men. So if she has refused to appear before the king, the other woman will be like, even the queen doesn't go when summoned, why should I? You see, so their agenda was that it was more of a controlling agenda, that they wanted to control the woman, that if she went away scot-free, she will get away with it and then the other woman will follow suit. So it was purely from a point of control, which is problematic in itself. Anyway, so when that happened, the king got furious and his people kept goading him on. Mind you, he was also drunk. So they kept, goading him, saying that you can't do this, she can't disrespect you like this, it's horrible. This actually goes to show why, as a woman, okay, your men should have good friends, because they can counsel them in a very, very wrong way. So that's what happened. Anyway, so they gave him that advice, and then he stripped her of her title as queen. And then he asked that they find him another queen, a very beautiful queen. So they had this whole beauty pageant thing where all the eligible young women, virgins, were brought before the eunuchs to be groomed, and then afterward the king will select whomever he felt was his type, basically. So that's how come Esther got into the pageant, okay, because she wanted to be the next queen of the king. She was serving the eunuch and all that. And one thing about her, this is where her journey starts, and that's why it's very important. She is very obedient, she's very attentive, and she follows instruction. So as a feminine woman, you should be willing to be obedient, to be attentive, and to follow instruction, okay? Because on your level of, okay, whatever the eunuch said was the correct thing to wear, that she allowed herself to be groomed. Most women do not want to be groomed by other women because they feel like, oh, you think you're better than me? No, sometimes you have to learn from other people. It can be uncomfortable, but it's best to learn from other people. So she allowed herself to be groomed. That's the second thing about feminine mindset. She allowed herself to be groomed. The first one is that she was obedient, she was attentive. And the second is that she allowed herself to be groomed. Okay, so fast forward, finally, she is chosen, okay, by the king. And she found favor in his eyes. And while she was with him, okay, she always did everything to please the king. Because she knew that by pleasing the king, mind you, this king has a very, very horrible temper. By pleasing the king, she can get away. She didn't go in like what Vashti did, that I'm not going to do this, you're not going to force me, and that's it. Instead, she found a much more diplomatic way of getting things and favors from the king without being aggressive. That's the third point. She was not aggressive at all in her dealings. When she wanted something done, she was very diplomatic about it. She was very soft. She used her feminine charm, her feminine allure to get what she wanted from the king without being very aggressive and very resilient that, well, if you don't give me what I want, I'm going to charge out of here and cause trouble. An example is when Naaman, okay, is it Haman or Naaman? No, I think it's Haman, right? He was one of the king's officials. It was very, very, applauded, that it was basically the king's right-hand man. And he hated Mordecai because Mordecai wouldn't bow down to him. So he wanted to have all the Jews killed. And when that happened, of course, Esther heard about it, and then she had to, fight for her people. She didn't go charging into the king's place and, look, I'm your wife. Why do you want to let this man kill my people? Why? She didn't go about it that way. Instead, she made a banquet for the king, invited the enemy over and be like, yeah, let's have fun, let's drink. I just want to spoil you. I want to make you feel happy. Okay? Instead of bringing up the topic immediately, like, this guy wants to have me killed, she didn't do that. She just had them eat, had them drink, put them in a good mood. Like, okay, you can go home now. I'll see you tomorrow. The next day, she repeated it again. And then whilst they were happy, like the king was very pleased with her that you actually just do this banquet just to make me very happy. So what do you want? Whatever it is that you want, I'm going to give it to you. You notice what happened there? She didn't try to get what she wanted by force. Instead, she appealed to the man's masculine side, that she was so loving and caring that he felt so pleased with her. That was like, I'm going to do whatever it is that you want for you. What do you want? If you want half of the kingdom, I'm ready to give everything to you. So instead of being aggressive and being like, well, you have to give me respect, you have to treat me this way, there's a nicer way to go about it, where you just do things to let him know that I appreciate you. I am here for you. Not just with men, even with fellow women in workspaces. When you want something done for you, you don't have to go about it in an aggressive way. You can kindly and politely ask that, could you please help me with this? And people are more inclined to help you with something when you ask in a nicer way than, come and help me do this. Like, I'm a girl, okay, but I'm going to be like, you can't tell me what to do, you know? But if you come and ask me that, oh, could you please help me with this? I really need your help. I'm much more inclined to come and help you. It triggers, being much more feminine, triggers the masculine side of whomever you're requesting their help. And yes, as a woman, we both have masculine energy and feminine energy. Our masculine energy comes when we want to protect something and, show that we are good, we are go-getters. And it's very, very crucial in a work environment. It's very, very crucial when it comes to competing for, things like in a workspace. Again, when it comes to achieving things, it's very important to have the masculine energy to help you with that, to be self-motivated. And when it comes to the other side of being feminine, it's important to be able to live in your femininity and be like, I really need your help. Like, you be able to ask somebody that, could you please help me with this? They are more likely to help you than, come and help me do this. Okay, so that's something you can have. I really hope I answered your question with regards to having feminine allure and having a much more feminine approach to things. As always, it's Nanaya Tresses. If you like this chat, please leave me a like. Okay, leave me a like and also comment what you've also learned and how you think a woman can be much more feminine in their mindset in the comment section. And I'll see you next time. Bye.